Israel attacking Saudi Arabia, its own supposed regional partner, sounds like the plot of a political thriller. Yet that is precisely what Iranian officials are now alleging, following a devastating drone strike on Saudi Aramco's massive Ras Tanura refinery complex. An Iranian military official has claimed that the assault on the Saudi state oil giant's refinery facility was an Israeli false flag operation, introducing a dramatic new twist into the already spiraling conflict engulfing the Middle East. The Iranian military official alleged that Tel Aviv's true goal was to distract surrounding regional countries from its alleged crimes of striking civilian sites across Iran. The official told Iran's Tasnim news agency that Iran had announced openly that it would target American and Israeli interests and installations, and has followed through on many of those threats. But the Aramco facilities were never among the intended targets of any Iranian military strikes. The Iranian official also claimed that the port of Fujairah in the United Arab Emirates is similarly positioned as one of the next targets on Israel's agenda. Saudi Arabia halted all operations at the oil processing facility following the previous day's drone attack. The Saudis, however, declined to publicly name any perpetrator responsible for the assault. Meanwhile, American commentator and journalist Tucker Carlson has claimed that both Saudi Arabia and Qatar arrested active agents of Israeli spy agency Mossad, who were allegedly planning coordinated bomb attacks inside those Gulf nations. Without presenting any supporting proof, Carlson publicly questioned why the Israelis were carrying out bombings in Gulf countries, which are simultaneously being attacked by Iran. Carlson said, and I quote, "Why would the Israelis be committing bombings in Gulf countries which are also being attacked by Iran? Aren't they on the same side? Israel wants to hurt Iran and Qatar and UAE and Saudi Arabia and Bahrain and Oman and Kuwait. Israel deliberately sows chaos among America's Arab allies." Last month, Carlson claimed that he and his team members were detained at Israel's Ben Gurion airport following a conducted interview with the United States ambassador to Israel, Mike Huckabee. The war across the Middle East spiraled further on Monday as Israel and the U.S. pounded Iran. Tehran and its allies hit back aggressively against Israel, neighboring Gulf states, and targets considered critical to the entire world's production of oil and natural gas. This is the third day of Operation Roaring Lion, the operation the Israeli army and the State of Israel set out to accomplish with our great friends the United States of America and President Trump to thwart existential threats to Israel and great threats to America and the entire world. When I stand here in a place that was bombarded by the terrorists in Tehran against innocent civilians, you see the difference. The tyrants of Tehran target civilians. We target the tyrants of Tehran to protect civilians. I've said for many years that they threaten not only Israel and not only America. They chant death to Israel, death to America. That's their ultimate target. But I said that they would also target those in between, that they would target Europe. They did. And if this regime, this terrorist regime of the kind we've never seen in the world, if they get nuclear weapons and the means to deliver them, ballistic missiles, intercontinental ballistic missiles, they will threaten all of humanity. So we set out to protect ourselves, but in so doing, we protect many others. And I want to say special thanks to our great friend and a great leader of the world, Donald Trump, for joining us in this crucial effort to save the world. U.S. President Donald Trump stated it was the United States and Israel's last and best chance to strike Iran. This was our last best chance to strike what we're doing right now and eliminate the intolerable threats posed by this sick and sinister regime. And they are indeed sick and sinister. Our objectives are clear. First, we're destroying Iran's missile capabilities, and you see that happening on an hourly basis, and their capacity to produce brand new ones, and pretty good ones they make. Second, we're annihilating their navy. We've knocked out already 10 ships. They're at the bottom of the sea. Third, we're ensuring that the world's #1 sponsor of terror can never obtain a nuclear weapon. Never going to have a nuclear weapon. And I said that from the beginning. They're never going to have a nuclear weapon. They were on the road to getting one legitimately through a deal that was signed foolishly by our country. And finally, we're ensuring that the Iranian regime cannot continue to arm, fund, and direct terrorist armies outside of their borders. And we thought we had a deal, but then they backed out. And they came back and we thought we had a deal and they backed out. I said, you can't deal with these people, you got to do it the right way. Today, we grieve for the 4 heroic American service members who have been killed in action and send our love and support to their families. In their memory, we continue this mission with ferocious, unyielding resolve to crush the threat this terrorist regime poses to the American people. And a threat indeed it is. We have the strongest and most powerful by far military in the world, and we will easily prevail. We're already substantially ahead of our time projections. But whatever the time is, it's okay. Whatever it takes, we will always, and we have right from the beginning, we projected 4 to 5 weeks, but we have the capability to go far longer than that. We'll do it, whatever it takes. Somebody said today, they said, oh well, president wants to do it really quickly. After that, he'll get bored. I don't get bored. There's nothing boring about this. Israel's much-vaunted air defense system, the Iron Dome, has reportedly failed to stop several Iranian ballistic missiles. Shocking images emerging from Tel Aviv are raising urgent questions. Israel's much-vaunted air defense system, the Iron Dome, has reportedly failed to intercept several Iranian ballistic missiles heading towards the heart of the city on day 3 of the war. Dramatic footage circulating widely online appears to show missiles soaring over Tel Aviv before deadly impacts light up the city skyline. Videos shared across multiple Telegram channels capture large explosions across central Israel. Preliminary reports suggest at least one confirmed direct hit in Tel Aviv. Israeli officials have confirmed that one person was injured by Iranian rocket shrapnel in the Tel Aviv area. Police have issued urgent public warnings instructing all residents not to approach impact sites or touch any remnants of munitions scattered on the ground. As sirens wailed across the city, residents scrambled desperately for shelter while air defenses attempted to engage a fresh incoming barrage of missiles. The escalation immediately followed warnings from the Israeli Defense Forces regarding cluster munitions, adding another volatile dimension to an already combustible and rapidly expanding confrontation. But the conflict is no longer confined solely to Israel. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, or IRGC, has claimed full responsibility for what it describes as a complex, coordinated attack involving both drones and missiles targeting American forces stationed in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. The group also announced a separate drone strike against Arifjan base in Kuwait. According to the IRGC, a new wave of 10 drones targeted the base hosting U.S. troops, and the drones successfully struck their designated objectives. There has been no immediate confirmation from Kuwait or the United States government regarding these specific claims. Meanwhile, in Qatar, the Emirati announced it had successfully intercepted 2 ballistic missiles aimed at several populated areas of the country before they crossed into Qatari airspace. The Defense Ministry stated the threat was neutralized immediately upon detection, in accordance with pre-approved operational plans. For now, Tel Aviv counts its injuries. Gulf states scan their skies, and the entire world watches anxiously to see whether this rapidly spiraling conflict can somehow be contained, or whether day 3 ultimately marks the beginning of something far larger.